show is Talk of the Town, and we hope you're having a wonderful start to your week. And I just want to say happy first day of school to all of the new and returning Salukis. Hard to believe summer is almost nearing the end, and everyone's back to the grind at school. So happy first day of school, and we're talking about all things Boys and Girls Club. We have Miss Tina Carpenter in studio this morning. Glad to have you here this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, Amy.
And I would say Boys and Girls Club of Carbondale, but there's been a recent name change to the club. It's now the Boys and Girls Club of Southern Illinois. If you want to tell listeners this morning about this name change and why you all thought it was time to branch out into Southern Illinois.
So there's been, over the last 15 years in our existence, there has been from time to time different communities coming to us and saying, what do we need to do to start a Boys and Girls Club in our community? And Boys and Girls Clubs of America really wants established clubs to take that role on, to be the regional person that gets people going, and for it to be under our umbrella. And we can't be the Boys and Girls Club of Carbondale if we're going to open a program in Marion or Mount Vernon or Murfreesboro. We have to really be more regional in focus. And so that's where we went with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Southern Illinois. And what better time to do this but to tie that in with our 15th anniversary and being able to really just serve more kids. Be able to provide a safe place for kids after school. And it's not just about the kids, but it's for the families as well. Families need us, and we want to be there to provide a safe place and a very engaging place where kids can receive mentoring and support on a daily basis.
And probably a lot has happened in the last 15 years. You've probably seen the club grow and expand and provide more resources to the local community.
Yes, definitely. And and our programs have really have blossomed over the years, and they continue to blossom, and they change over time. In my 10 years at the Boys and Girls Club, we've gone from offering those basic academic and recreation type programs to being much more focused on the academic success, good character and citizenship, healthy lifestyles, but really a lot on the social emotional impact that kids experience on a daily basis. How do we help them get through those things so that they can be better citizens, so that they can be are able to better focus on their academics, and to providing counseling and in our programs, which has been a really delightful thing to see and very helpful for parents.
And if people are listening this morning and aren't too super familiar with the Boys and Girls Club, what ages of kids do you serve in the community?
So from kindergarten through high school. Okay. So, anywhere between 5 and 18, but they have to be enrolled in school to be enrolled at the Boys and Girls Club. So it's a big age span. Our Springer Street site serves all ages, and then the Carbondale Middle School site serves middle school age youth, and then Lewis School is 4th and 5th graders, and then our Rebound Alternative High School site, our high school youth.
And this is a safe place for the kids to come, to learn, to create friendships, and really get that one-on-one attention.
Definitely. And it's hard to have definitely one-on-one, but it's definitely small group, which we actually prefer that model because it gives the youth an opportunity to not just attach to an adult mentor, but to also build relationships with the other kids. There's so much time spent on the internet or television or video games where kids isolate themselves, whether it's intentional or not, and we really have to be where that opportunity to really learn how do you build those relationships. If you're bullied at school or in your neighborhood, what can we do to teach you how to be resilient and how to stand strong and tall and not necessarily fight back, but to be that strong person? And who do you build relationships with, or who do you tell when you're experiencing those types of things, and what can we do to help you?
And I'm sure you've heard a lot of success stories and a lot of lives change from kids who attend the club regularly throughout. You probably have people that start right when they're 5 and go through their senior year of high school, and just to see that transformation is probably pretty remarkable.
It is. Having been there 10 years, I've really been able to see that to the point that we actually have hired kids. I mean, they're not kids anymore. They're adults with families of their own that we have hired to work for us, which is really exciting. Our very first Youth of the Year, Kiera, has come back and is an AmeriCorps Fellow for us this year. And it's just hearing their stories, hearing Halston's story of how, if he hadn't stuck with coming to the Boys and Girls Club, he might be in a different place like some of his other peers, or just feeling like it's been a safe place for them to be able to tell their, what's going on in their lives, or even if they're not telling anybody what's going on in their lives, they have a place that they feel at home and comfortable in dealing with it internally. But they always come out and they start telling you what's going on in their life, because we've become family for a lot of our kids.
And how many kids do you have enrolled in the Boys and Girls Club?
At the for 2019 so far, we've had over 800 kids enrolled.
That's crazy.
And so, last year, at the end of 2018, we had 1,318 enrolled youth. We will surely go over 1,500 this year. And as we add more programs, the Marion Task Force has its first meeting on Wednesday, with the goal of opening up next fall. Same thing with Mount Vernon. So, my moonshot is by 2025 we're serving 5,000 kids a year, and I think it's feasible.
Yeah, definitely a much needed resource here in Carbondale and Southern Illinois as a whole.
Yes, most definitely.
And it's great because you guys are all collaborating and making sure everyone stays in the loop in these other communities, and you can kind of use the Carbondale campus, if you would, as an example and kind of a role model for the other clubs as they begin to go through the entire process of organizing their clubs.
Most definitely. The task force, the communities have some things that they have to do, and they would fall under our umbrella and our governance, and they're just, and they're excited. I mean, it just, I get emails from people, or how can I get involved, or I can't wait for this meeting, I can't wait to get going, and it's really an exciting time for the Boys and Girls Club right now.
And really, the name change from Boys and Girls Club at Carbondale to Boys and Girls Club of Southern Illinois is really that first step in making the Boys and Girls Club a regional organization here in Southern Illinois.
Yes, and it's about building community and going across those boundary lines, and bringing people together. And I'm excited that we can be that tool that brings people together.
And I mean, when you started your position and your time at the Boys and Girls Club 10 years ago, I mean, did you ever think that you would see the moment where you're expanding beyond Carbondale and as far north as Mount Vernon and Marion? Did you ever think that you would see that day come?
I in the back of my mind, but first when I started, we were only one site. So my focus then was, okay, we need to be in the schools and getting grants to be able to do that. And probably 5 years in, it was like, okay, I want to see this go bigger. And there's been talk, about that. And I keep saying it's exciting, but it is. I just feel it's rewarding to know that people want to jump on the bus and come with us for this journey to be there for those kids that need us the most.
And I know we did just begin a school year for many, and is there still time left if families maybe haven't signed their child or their children up for the Boys and Girls Club? Is this something that they can continue to enroll?
Yes, I mean, you can enroll year round. Okay. So there is there's no end time, so our calendar year is January through December. It's $20 a year, and then high school youth, it's $10 a year. Most of our high school youth pay themselves, and therefore we don't want anything stopping them.
Right.
We don't turn anyone away if they can't pay, but you need to just talk to us and see what we can do to help. But we want to serve kids.
And, it takes many helping hands to make sure your organization runs smoothly.
Yes.
Anywhere from volunteers to people helping financially. And the really great thing, if you've ever taken a trip over to the Boys and Girls Club, or if you've ever visited your social media pages, you get the kids outside of the four walls of the Boys and Girls Club and take them to different places so they get to experience different things. And whether it's going to SIU for a campus tour or serving in the community in some capacity, you really expose them to a lot of different things that I think is really important, especially when they are younger.
We want kids to experience many different opportunities, and if we can do that, we will do it. And we've learned how to do field trips for free, or our walking field trips. And we make sure that safety is a fact. Always our number one priority, and making sure that there's plenty of staff supervision, especially on field trips. But our youth, especially our high school youth, we want them to explore as much as they can as they are embarking on what are they going to do once they graduate high school. And it doesn't have to be a 4-year college, but they should see what that looks like. And John A. Logan, but then what are the trades, what other things can they do? So our workforce education program really ties into building those skills, from learning how to write a resume to how to interview, how to dress for an interview, how to talk to people, and how to sell themselves, really looking deep into what they can and can't do, and how do they build the skills if they want. If they say, I want to be a doctor, okay, what do you need to do to get there? And then even the younger kids, just getting them to see, we had tours to SIU for our high schools, but we also had them for the younger kids, and that was really exciting for them.
And you're probably always looking for great locations to go for field trips. So if anyone is listening this morning, the best person to contact is you?
Actually, for field trips, that would be Brittany Swims, our Director of Operations.
Okay, so if you're listening this morning, give Brittany Swims a call to coordinate any type of field trip. I know those are always a highlight of the week or the school year, so definitely a cool thing. And Tina, anything else you want to make listeners aware of this morning as we're talking about the transition between the Boys and Girls Club of Carbondale to the Boys and Girls Club of Southern Illinois? I know it is a very exciting time. Lots of things probably getting done in the background that people maybe aren't aware of, but you are having that first meeting in Marion this week, and I'm sure Mount Vernon is to follow soon after.
And actually, Mount Vernon, we've already started meeting. We've been meeting since March. And if anybody out there wants to either help with the Mount Vernon, we're still looking for task force members from Mount Vernon, especially business people in the Mount Vernon area. We're looking for people from the Marion task force. And if there's another community that wants to start a program, contact me and talk to me about what it is that you want to do and how you want to help. From, financial, helping us. We're a nonprofit. We need to raise our funds, especially the task force in those communities, and we need to have community buy-in to really be able to make it work. And then just volunteering your time or just visiting. If you want to know more about it, come visit us. Come see it in action, because I can't express the magic that you would feel when you're in there watching what the kids are doing.
Yeah, you have a lot of great teachers, a lot of great volunteers that definitely make everything run very smoothly, and making sure that the kids have a great time, a great experience with the club as well.
Yes.
Okay, well, Tina, we're going to take a short break, and then we'll be back talking a little bit more about the 15th anniversary and all the festivities the Boys and Girls Club of Southern Illinois have planned within the next couple weeks. So we're going to take a short break, get some announcements, and we'll be right back.
Good morning, this is Alicia with the City of Carbondale here to bring you this week's calendar of events. On Thursday, August 22nd, 2019, the Carbondale Elementary School District 95 will be conducting the Board of Education meeting beginning at 6 p.m. at the Carbondale Elementary School 95 Administration Center. For more information, please call 618-457-3591. And on Friday, August 23rd, 2019, Carbondale Main Street will be hosting their 4th Friday Fair. This event will take place at Town Square Pavilion beginning at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. There will be live music, food, kids activities. Dogs are welcome, for this is Pups Night Out, and win back to school prizes. For more information, please call 618-529-8040. And on Saturday, August 24th, 2019, the Carbondale Public Library will be hosting a book sale. They are practically overflowing with stuff, so all books are only 50 cents. Join the Friends of the Library for just $5 to shop. This event will take place at the Brush Building next to the library. For more information, please call 618-457-0354. For information on these events and others, please visit our website at WDBX.org, or you can reach us by phone at 618-457-3228. Thank you and have a great week.
Good Monday morning to you. The time now is 10:15 a.m. You're listening to WDBX FM Carbondale. The show is Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Amy Fox, and I am Miss Tina Carpenter in studio this morning talking about the Carbondale, or I shouldn't say Carbondale, the Boys and Girls Club of Southern Illinois. And very exciting time as you transition from Carbondale to Southern Illinois, and also celebrating 15 years. Pretty big milestone. And to commemorate this big milestone, you have a lot of activities planned in September to really get not only the kids of the club involved, but the entire community and region involved. So if you want to highlight some of those activities.
Sure. So our actual anniversary is September 13th, and we're going to kick off a week of events on that evening with Jermaine Bollinger doing an album release concert at the gym on Springer Street. He has sold out of tickets. We still have tickets at the Boys and Girls Club for $5, and that's going to be a really neat event. And we thought something that parents and members of the community and the youth can attend that's really reasonably priced. We're really hoping for 200 people to come listen to this concert. There'll be some refreshments, but the ticket sales are a donation to the Boys and Girls Club, and Jermaine has even offered to 50% of his album sales on that evening. So that's a really neat thing. And then on Saturday, we're going to the SIU football game, and so we're bringing 150 youth to the game. We will hopefully launch our video, our PSA at the football game. So that'll be a really neat event. We'll bring the kids out. They'll run out onto the field before the team comes out. And then we're asking churches to make Sunday, September 15th, Youth Sunday. And not to talk about the Boys and Girls Club, but talk about the youth and how we as a community need to support the youth. They are going to be our future leaders. And so we're asking churches to make Sunday, September 15th, Youth Sunday. And then during the week, we're going to have a STEM night where R2D2 will be there, and a lot of other activities hopefully with 4-H and SIU students, and just some different activities. We're going to have a health and wellness fair, which is also going to embark on doing a panel discussion about how do we keep kids safe? What can we do as a community to keep kids safe? How does the Boys and Girls Club do it? And what are those risk factors that we need to be watching out for? And then we're going to also have our children's art exhibit, which will be at Cristado's on Wednesday the 18th. And that is from 7 to 9, so I'm very excited about that. I've seen the art. It's fabulous.
And these pieces of art are all created by students at the club.
Yes, and there'll be 5 pieces selected for the live auction for the gala. And then we're working with SIU athletes to do a service day during that week. We don't have the details on that yet, but we're working on that as well. And then we're just going to wrap everything up on Friday, September 20th with our Crystal Gala, where we're celebrating our precious gems.
And tell us a little bit more about this gala experience. It's going to be a big to-do.
Yes.
But you have a lot of different things that will be taking place that evening, even the award
Yes.
that you're currently accepting nominations for.
Yes. So, I mean, it's going to be a very nice dinner. We're asking people to dress up, make it a very festive, special evening. And we are going to have our inaugural John Cherry Heart and Soul Award. This will be the first time this award is given out, and then it will be given out each year after.
And John Cherry has really strong ties to the Boys and Girls Club.
Yes, he really spearheaded to make sure that we had this club in existence. And to this day, I speak to him on a monthly basis, if not more. He's still so invested. His heart is so much a part of what we are. And when we call him the godfather of the club, and he has such a big heart. He's so much about community and volunteerism and really helping out those kids or that need a safe place to be, with people supporting them and mentoring them. And this award is something that I really it's a way to honor John for everything he has done for us. And I'm really looking forward to giving out that award.
And so you're looking for someone who's really vested in the community and the club, and someone who would be a good representation of Southern Illinois. So you do have information about that. The deadline is quickly approaching.
Yes, August 30th is the deadline for nominations, which can be dropped off at the club to me. And we're really looking for someone that values family, friends, and others, heart and soul by their passion, integrity, spirituality, determination, love, initiative, and humility. That's who John is, and we want. And I know many people in the community that are very much like that, and we just want to honor those people. I mean, it's a way for us to give back to John, but also to the community, and say thank you to people that do very special things for others. And so, the nomination is, a one page, and then with 3 letters of support from members of the community for the nominee, and get that to us so that we can make a decision.
Yes, and in addition to the award, you'll also have a guest speaker, you have some MCs, silent auction, so plenty of things for people to check out and see. And I think the important thing to highlight is proceeds do go back to benefit the Boys and Girls Club of Southern Illinois.
It sure does, and so there'll be lots of opportunities to go home with something and leave something for the Boys and Girls Club, and so that we can continue growing. It's a very big event. It is a fundraiser, but it is a way to celebrate who we are and celebrate the youth as well. We have Jeff McGoy is our speaker, and we're very excited and honored that he's going to be our speaker. We have our lovely friends Steve Fallon and Darren Berger that are going to be co-MCs, so that should be fun in and of itself. And we will have some alumni there that will take a few moments, and even previous board members, people from the initial board, like Cortland Monroe, who is the chair of the board, will be there in attendance. So it's going to be a very special evening, and really want people to come out and share that with us.
And you do have tickets available for that event. You also have some tables available as well. So if a business is listening this morning, there's opportunities not only to purchase a table, but some sponsorship opportunities as well.
Yes. So we have different sponsorship levels. They start from the Ruby sponsorship at $1,000, and then to the Diamond sponsorship, which is $5,000. And then there's a lot of perks, and people can just get in touch with me, and I can tell them what the perks are. And things are actually starting to sell really quickly right now, which is exciting. And would love to have people come out, and especially if you've been involved with the Boys and Girls Club, this is a great way to see everything that we've done.
And if people would like to get a hold of tickets for this event, what's the best way to do that?
They can either email me at tcarpenter@bgcsi.org, or they can call me at 618-457-8877.
Great. And why is it so important to commemorate and celebrate the 15th anniversary of the Boys and Girls Club?
I think a lot of people, we're still not as known as we'd like to be. There's still people I run into that don't know we exist. And it's a way to really put ourselves out there, and I think it's important that we have more visibility. But we should be celebrating. We've served over 10,000 kids.
It's amazing.
In 15 years. And
you guys have a lot of patience.
That still blows my mind when I actually pulled all the data and I was like, oh my goodness, that is so amazing. And there's just so much that we do, and I want people to, you can come and you can talk to some of the youth that have graduated and our alumni. You can talk to board members. You can talk to supporters of the club, board members, past and present, and learn more about it and have fun in the process.
And all of your events starting September 13th and going through September 20th, they all touch on one of your pillars at the club. So we have arts, we have sports and recreation, leadership, we have health and wellness, art, service. So you're really helping these kids become well-rounded individuals, and hopefully they'll become immersed into their community once they're done with school as well. And we want well-rounded youth. I think that's important, but we also want to give opportunities to really expand, and we're about serving the whole child. We're not just a place where we let kids run wild after school. We feed them, we give them opportunities to de-stress or debrief from the day at school, and allow them an opportunity to be kids, but then allow them an opportunity to explore the world around them, explore themselves internally, and to learn about what's out there for them. And I think it's really great that you found ways to incorporate the kids into the week, as well as the gala as well. So as you mentioned earlier, several of the art pieces will be up for grabs at the gala as well. So I think that's really neat to see their hard work and their efforts recognized at such a fancy event. So.
Yes, that'll be exciting.
And Tina, anything else you'd like to add? Anything I forgot to ask you?
I don't think so. It's going to be a very special week. The gala is a culmination of the entire week, and I'm just excited to be able to get the committee and community involved in celebrating our youth. But this event would not happen without the help of our committee. I mean, we have several volunteers, including yourself, Amy, on this committee, really spearheading and making this a very special event. And it's very exciting because we've brought people to the committee that haven't been involved with the Boys and Girls Club before, and it's been a very special experience.
And a lot of hard work goes on into planning not only the gala but all of the events for the entire week. So lots of things that have been done and still we're working through as well. So hoping everything runs as smoothly as possible. But one more time, if listeners would like to get in touch with the Boys and Girls Club, would like to get tickets for the event, the best way to get in touch with you, Tina?
Email, which is tcarpenter@bgcsi.org, or call me at 618-457-8877.
Tina Carpenter with the Boys and Girls Club of Southern Illinois. Thanks so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me, Amy.
And that does it for me. I hope everyone has a wonderful Monday, and I will be back next Monday with you. Have a great day.